Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chang from Hope Adventure.
And I'm Dan from 𝗙𝗏𝗿𝗀𝗡.
In today's video, I want to tell you what I learned in our 6-month trip in Eastern Europe, Western Asia, and Europe and Balkan country.
And I've been all over the world, 73 countries over the last 17 years.
Yeah, and I've been traveling with Dan for 7 years. That we've been to South America, and we've been to Central America, and we've been to Mexico. Oof, a lot of places that we've been together.
Southeast Asia,
Southeast
Eastern
Asia.
Europe.
Yeah.
We're troublemakers worldwide, aren't we?
I don't know why I'm still here with him. I think a lot of people are asking me that question. Well, just get back to the topic. So I do a summary about what I learned in my travel, the 6 months in the Eastern Europe, Balkan country, and the Western Asia. And what I feel that when you go to see a new part of the world, you will find out you don't know everything, because that Asia, Southeast Asia, Western Asia, and Europe, Balkan country is all so different. Language different, culture different, food different, money different, apps different, like going to see a doctor different, buying medicine different, whatever thing is quite different.
Yeah, so things continue to surprise us, even though we've been all over hell and back. And the main idea is just to relax. Don't worry about the small stuff. And remember that everything is the small stuff.
Yeah, yes. The first one I noticed is about the bus services, that we need to pay extra for the bus luggage, which is I never experienced in Asia.
Yeah. So we take ground transportation as we slow travel around the world. We often fly into a region of the world, and then we take the ground transportation in the countries around that area. And we find that the buses are 10 to 20 bucks per person, whereas a flight might be 100 or 150 per person. And often with the flight rules, you have to arrive at the airport for an international flight 3 hours early. You have to check in and do all this sort of thing, pick up your luggage. Before you know it, a 1-hour flight turns into 5 hours. That's what the bus takes, so why pay the extra money?
Yeah, that's true. And bus is always cheaper. So the luggage thing, so you need to pay like maybe €1, 1.5 euro, €2 to the driver. Sometimes they give you a receipt or sticker on your luggage, but sometimes they are not. So I don't know how they're counting that rule. This only happened to us so far that I know is in Croatia, Bosnia, Serbia, and Montenegro, if I'm not mistaken, on those countries. And also, you thought you're paying extra for the bus luggage, and then another thing coming. You need to pay for the terminal fee.
Yeah, the terminal fee.
And then you think, okay, you pay for the terminal fee, and then you think that maybe the toilet is free. No, you need to pay for the toilet as well. It's like about like 1.5 euro to 3 euro for terminal fee, then another 1 euro for toilet. But all of these things add up, is still cheaper from the flying.
Yeah. And sometimes you'll see taxis that will drive you to from one capital to another in smaller countries, and often those can be a little cheaper, not very often, than a flight. But the problem with that is the bus feels more secure to us. You're in this big vehicle, you have a driver whose country it is, he has a set fee he's making for his salary or whatever, and you're on this bus with all these locals that know where they're going to and what's normal and what's not. You just sit back and relax. And often these buses are luxury, so yeah, it's a nice way to go.
Especially in Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, and Poland, those buses is lastly, they have one is called Lux Express. It's very nice. They have a TV screen, and they have you can make a coffee and tea for free as much as you want.
Yeah.
And also they have the free Wi-Fi and also a very clean toilet to use.
Yeah.
That is a very nice buses that we been to. It's about like each country that we're flying from Estonia to Latvia to Lithuania is about like 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
And it's very smooth ride, safe ride. They drive very good.
That's a good way to go.
That's a good way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the next one is that you don't need to buy the ticket in advance if you travel in the low season. Also, it's good for the people who doesn't use laptop and apps that we got we buy our bus ticket online in a website. Sometimes we also buy in a bus station. And I find out that if you buy in the bus station, it will be slightly cheaper than the website. And one more thing also in the Europe, it's not all the country bus terminal that accept the online ticket, the e-ticket, you know.
Yeah.
They want you to print out. And like, where I go to find the printer shop to print out all these things.
Right.
So they offer you that you can print out on the bus terminal. It costs you about €1 to €2 to print out one paper.
Yeah.
So this happened to us in Montenegro and Serbia. I was like, oh my God, it's very, I don't know what to say. It's like,
so sometimes it's better to just go to the bus station and buy the ticket there.
Yeah.
Some of the online services, they don't assign a seat to you. So you arrive and find out what your seat is. But if you go to the bus station, sometimes you can get the front seat or aisle seat or whatever it is you want, which is nice.
Because when you buy the ticket, it's already appointed the seat for you. So it's quite easy.
Yeah. Well, so next up is English. When you tour around the world, it turns out not everybody speaks English.
Yeah.
And so when you arrive at a bus station, often the person that's helping you behind the counter, the ticket seller, they'll speak very basic English or none at all. So the best thing to do is to type your question in Google Translate and translate it into their language and put it up to the glass and show them what your question is. And so then you know you're not just getting a head nod, yes, 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 yes. They're actually understanding what your question is.
That's true. And also when you travel, that I noticed recently also, not even in Europe, but it's also in Asia. When you go to a store, you want to buy something, example, a phone. Then you ask the staff that, do you have this in inventory?
Inventory.
Inventory. Yeah. So I don't think they understand that. This happened to them. You know, I said, no, they don't understand. You need to say, do you have this stock in the shop right now? You know?
Yeah, in stock or here now.
Yeah, something. You need to speak the English is like a first grade student English. So very simple and everyone understand. It's just some places you need to speak like that.
Exactly.
Okay, the next one is number 4. Is I would say that our travel is not smooth all the time. Yeah, and most of the time is I come with the preparations. I read a lot. I read a Google review before I enter into the restaurant and to make sure what kind of food I order, what is the price. So you need to confirm the price and the menu before you ordering. This happened in the tourist town, and this happened to us in Turkey.
Yeah.
The most tourist town that I ever visited.
Bodrum.
Oh, that is terrible. It's beautiful, but it's very terrible. Like when you then go to the restaurant and then he check the menu and talk to the owner, and the owner say, oh, we have vegetarian, we have good food, and the owner see me like reading the review and he say that we have a good review, you can check. I say thank you, and then after I check, the review is so bad. It's like they bring you in, they bring you this one, but they offer you different food, and I don't know, it's just terrible. And another thing is when we in some sunset time, when we go to a happy hour, you know, I like to go happy hour. As usual, we only walk and see the sign with happy hour, we were walking. But most of the time, they will put from like 10 to 4 o'clock or 7 to 9 o'clock, you know, that happy hour. But we went to a place that they didn't write what time. They only write happy hour. So I walk in, I say, is it now? It's a happy hour? They say, yes. I haven't read the review yet. So it's on the ocean side. And we sit down, it's a beautiful place, very nice, have shisha. I said, very nice place. Let me check about the Google review. But the first coming out is negative. They say they come in because of happy hour. End out, they're paying 4 times the happy hour because the owner say, happy hour is finished.
So tourists hate feeling like they've been made a fool. So the nice thing about Google is if you read when you tour around and you specifically read the one star reviews. That's the minimum Google will let you give a place. You'll hear, you'll read, you'll learn what it is that restaurant is doing to tourists because people want to share it. They don't like being taken advantage of. So the key here is what Cheng's saying is you have to read the low reviews to find out what they're doing to tourists. And the other thing is that in almost any country in the world, all of them as far as I know, there's a good restaurant there with good people that are selling good products for reasonable prices
Yes.
that are delicious. You need to give your money to those people. Don't give your money to these crooks. It's not a good way. Don't encourage that behavior. Read those reviews.
Yeah, and the story, I need to tell you the ending of the story.
Oh.
So we already over there, and I already ordered a beer. And like, what? And I say, okay, I tell that when he bring the drink for me, I will ask for the beer to clarify I'm paying for the happy hour. And he got angry, you know? It's like,
not angry, but just, it's like, no, you finish drinking and then we'll bring you a bill.
Yeah.
And Xiang insisted.
So I insist that. So they bring me the beer and I pay for my the payment.
Yeah.
Then I only enjoy for my drink.
And she knew the first one would be at happy hour prices because she asked, is this happy hour right now? And he said, yes. So she knew the first bit, but she wanted to pay it. And she also asked, when does happy hour end?
But they never answer my question. So that is a problem. So I got like worried.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get like cheating like this. It's not nice. Like coming out to see the country and got the treatment like this is bad. That's why I paying first and I have my first drink and that's all. I jump to another place. They stated what time is a happy hour.
Yeah.
I jump back to that for my happy hour.
Yeah.
But this is only happened to this boardroom as this town is full of tourists. The cruise ships people come.
Yeah, cruises come. And
Yes.
they're there for one day.
Yeah.
They know they can take advantage of those cruise tourists because they're not living in town. They're not there for a month. They're not coming back. So that's why they're more predatory.
Yeah, but they are, I would say that the Turkey people are the good people. That's some of the, you know, the restaurant.
The average citizen out of Turkey, they're lovely people. It's just some have learned some tricks, and it's mainly in the tourist areas.
Yeah, and the next one also is about people. So don't feel like bothering someone's or you know, like if you need help, ask for help, like ordering a taxi. You know, this is very important because when we travel in the Balkan country, it's not all the country they have the online taxi app like Uber, Grab, or Bolt. Uber and Bolt is very popular in Europe side, Eastern Europe side, but it's not all the place they have. So that is a problem. So this happened in one country that is not Macedonia. The taxi app is not really working. And thank God it's working when I'm in bus station to go to the Airbnb place. And then when I want to go to bus station that time, it's not working. So I went to a restaurant. We have a meal over there and asked the waitress to teach me how to use another apps to order a taxi. And he told me, oh, don't bother to use the taxi app. They never come. I said, I can call a taxi for you. I say, really? Thank you. Please call a taxi for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is a very nice feeling for that, you know?
Yeah. So it's overall, it seems like in many countries, most really, people have learned a little bit of the English. They don't get to speak it that much. And so people around you will jump in and try to help when you're having trouble conversating. And of course you have Google Translate, but people want to speak English if they know a little bit, they want to try it out. And they're very proud of their country. They want people to have a good experience there. And so it's okay to rely on people around you that want to help in that way.
Yeah, and also the second thing is when you go to a Airbnb place, ask your host to send you a WhatsApp voice message.
Yeah.
How to reach from a bus station or the airport to go to the apartment.
To the Airbnb apartment
or
Airbnb hotel or whatever.
Or hotel, whatever. And send you the WhatsApp in the location on Google Map location so you know how to go there and how is it. And asking what is a landmark surrounding, what is a building color of the apartment, because in those countries, especially in Balkan country, the Google Map is not able to show the houses and everything like you in US. You can see everything in Google Map.
Yeah.
In Asia, you can see everything in a Google Map, but in Balkan country, you cannot see everything in Google Map.
Yeah, so if your Airbnb host leaves a voice message on your WhatsApp that says, please bring my guest in the local language, please bring my guest to this address, it's behind this grocery store or this church, and this is the address, and they're expecting to pay the normal price of about 10 or 12 or whatever it is in the country that you're in, and you play that for a taxi driver who's a local taxi driver who's honest, they'll hear that, they'll know where to take you, they'll know what you're willing to pay, and there's no, all their troubles are over. But if you play that for someone and they start going, this sort of thing, that means that they want to charge you more and they want to find some other tourists around that just arrived on that same bus or train or whatever that is a little more gullible. So it's really a nice little technique she's sharing there.
Yeah, and also there is you in the bus station or the airport and someone coming out and help you to order taxi, you need to be careful with those people.
Yeah, in general, when people approach you, not always, but they could be the sharks and you're the little minnow. So be careful when you're in those major tourist areas and some fast-talking English speaker approaches you.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I think the next two, thing is still quite a bad thing happened to us. Another number 6 about buying the tickets in the local bus places.
Buying a ticket.
Yeah, it's never happened to us, never.
Right.
But this happened to us in Romania, Bucharest.
Yeah.
This thing happening after that, I checked online. I found that we are not the only one. There's a lot of tourists getting this kind of thing happen because they only attack to the tourist people only. They only check the ticket. So the story is we bought a bus ticket to go to a train station,
to the main train station.
Yeah. So I showing they don't speak English, so I write where is the train station I want to go to the
main
stop,
train station.
And I say I want 2 tickets. I write and give to the people and buying the ticket. And she gave me a ticket. It's only 1 card. And I like, we was in Turkey, in Istanbul, and the Turkey, you can use 1 card and pay for 5 people. So we use it in the train, so it's so easy. And I think buses also. So we don't have any problem on that.
Right.
So when we go into the bus and we
validate
that ticket in Romanian, in Bucharest, and then 1, and then 2. It's like it doesn't did the second time. Have a sound. I was like, it's okay, we already pay, it's okay, I already pay, I cannot use already.
Yeah.
And then after that, there's 2 guys with no uniform came out to the bus and say, we want to check the ticket.
Yeah.
And they only check the tourist people. And we're the only foreigner on the bus. And they use the machine, say, oh, sir, you want no validate. So you need to pay me 80 local money or 500 local money.
They said 80, which if we pay there on the spot, which is $16 US.
Yes.
Because that ticket was not validated twice. It was only validated once. Or we can go down to the station and we can pay 500 local money, which is $105 US.
It's just getting me like very angry, and we have them all recorded on our GoPro as well. But
she's filming them because she figures they're crooks.
and then I was thinking want to make a video about that, but I feel like I'm not bothered to doing those things because it just, I don't know, I just feel negative for that. But I just want to show you about what we have this. So we pay that. We don't want to make a problem. And I was like blaming myself that I saved the Uber to go to the train station. Instead of paying for the bus ticket, I was paying like $3 US for 2 person. Now I'm paying $16, which I can take an Uber to the train station. I'm still so angry about that. So after I read, and then they say that they are the real bus company employee.
Yeah.
And even the driver also same. So you don't need to ask help from the driver if this thing happened to you. Just don't use the bus in the Bucharest. If you want to use be careful about how to use that.
Yeah,
So,
just you want to buy a single ticket. If they say 1 or 2 tickets, no, 2 tickets. That way, each one, when you validate it, if it's 2 people, each of you have a validated ticket. Apparently, there was some button we used to when you do the first valid. It was in Romanian, I think, and it said you want to validate for 1 or 2 people, and we couldn't read that, so we had to pay $16.
Yeah, and then after that 2 guy come and say that the English description is on the door
side. It's like up on the roof over near the.
Scott, let's over this. It's enough. So be careful if you go there, and if you buy a ticket, buy 2 tickets. If you want to buy return ticket, also buy 1 single and 1 single.
Yeah, so in life you either get what you expected or you get an education, and the kind of educations we get are not the end of the world, let's face it, but we share with you.
Yeah, we share with you so you understand about that.
So the next one, which is also something that's never happened to me in 17 years, so we don't want to overplay this hand, but we just want you to be aware of it. So we went to the market in Skopje, North Macedonia, which is a lovely country, lovely people. It's not a reflection of the country in general, but Chung picked out 4 beautiful ears of corn, handed it to the lady, and the lady, we weren't watching because we didn't suspect this to happen, but behind the counter, the lady switched those 4 for 4 ears of corn, 3 that were old and 1 that had like a black spot on it where worms were.
Yeah, it's the shade or something.
And we didn't know to look. Chung gave him the money. We went home. It wasn't until we got the corn out to cook it that we realized she had done the switchy, changey. So the point is, when you go to a market, it's probably not going to happen to you. It's never happened before.
Never.
But just make sure that whatever you picked out stays above the counter where you can see it, and put it in a bag where you can see it happen. And or
before you're handing the money, check your good before you're handing the money.
Okay.
And I want to say that this is a very small thing. Okay.
Yeah.
We bought other things in the public market in Macedonia. All the sellers are very, very nice.
Yeah.
They're very good. Whatever they trust is accurate. Everything is good. They're smiling and nice. So
it's a lovely country, lovely people. But you pick any country in the world, I'll find you someone there that's not above board. So it's not a reflection of the whole country.
Yeah. The last one is, it's not an experience, but it's something very useful to you. Download the app before heading to the country.
Yes.
Check out what is the latest taxi app in the country.
Uber, Grab, whatever. They have local ones.
Yeah,
find out what they are.
Yeah.
And
also, number 2 is a Google Translator apps that translate everything. And even you can take a photo of the thing that you don't understand the language. They will translate it for you, so you no need to type or talk or what. So Google app is very useful for that. The next one is a Google Map app, so you will know where to go and how to go, and you can read the restaurant review on a Google Map as well. And also download the apps, like what the apps they use for communication. Some people use WhatsApp. Some country they are more to use like Viber
or Line.
Or something.
You find all that stuff and download them before you go to a country.
Yeah, like in Bosnia, they don't have a taxi app, but they can call a taxi in a Viber. Use a very simple English to tell them, I want a taxi, and you can share them your location by the app, same like a WhatsApp. So they will tell you, okay, taxi, 3 minutes will arrive, they will give you the number plate. So it's very easy to communications with them.
And the translator app that Chung's talking about is lovely. I'm very food conscious, so whenever I go into a grocery store, I pick up whatever it is. If it's not in the general idea, I like to just buy fruits, vegetables, grains, and make things whole foods. I try not to buy things that are in boxes and bags. But if I'm making that exception, I like to turn it over, put the Google Translator on that, and it'll tell me in English what the ingredients are in that product. And I can decide what I don't want to eat, which is nice.
So, and the last is always get a local SIM card, because if you need emergency to call a local number, that will be allow you to call. Yeah. So the last one is a bonus to you. And I found out the best language in the world. But before the best language, let me tell you, during the tour of these 6 months, I also learned the local language as well, because it's not all the country they speak English and they have tourists to go to country. As example is North Macedonia. When we in Orange, we check into the hostel, the guest house, and I asked when we checking in and asked, oh, there's AC writing that have a fee. So I asked how much for the AC per night extra.
Yeah.
And she said pet. I thought we speak English, but she suddenly say pet is like that is not English to me. And then after that I Google and I learned pet is mean 5 in the local language. So I I need to learn 1 to 10 how to speak in North Macedonia, so it's easy for me to communication.
Yeah.
So that is quite interesting to me. Because when we in the Skopje, when you go to farmer market, they're not speaking English, okay? So they speak their language. Like they say, when I go to one, they're buying like apple, and then he say like trace. I like, okay, that I learned before. It's mean 30 or 30 or 30. So I handle the 100, and then he give me back the change 70. I like, oh, it's bonus. I guess it's correctly. So it's quite fun to learn. Come to the end, the best language is
the smile.
The smile.
Yeah. Smile, I call the smile the international passport, because if you have a smile on your face, people open doors for you. That's what we learned traveling around Eastern Europe, Western Asia, and Northern Europe, the Balkans for 6 months. So tell us, what did you learn when you were there? If you'd like to know the 9 tools we use to make our travel life easier,
you can check out the video right now here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.